Today we have to discuss about basic procedure of the material selection of a designing procedure. So material selection is the basic criteria for the designing purpose. So first of all, today's lecture is lecture number 3. So lecture number 3. So today we have to discuss the basic material criteria or material selection of a design perspective. So first of all, basic criteria is actually the basic designing stage of the any material design. So that will be depends upon the basic stages of the criteria. So first of all, basic criteria that will contain the defined parts of the designing system. That system maybe the corresponding steps. So first one is the analysis of the designing requirement are related to the desired product of the performance. Number 2, preparation of the list of the probable material and the closely match the requirement. So number 1, number 2 and number 3, that will be the assignment weight of the required properties. Number 4, that will be as a preparation of the list of the material. Number 5, the selection of 1 or 2 material of the top of the list. Number 4, number 5 and number 6, that will be the finalization of the one material based on the different criteria of the cost, availability, material properties and also the suitable material definition. So that the 6 points are very crucial for the basic material selection of any type of designing perspective. So that are the 6 points for the basic selection of the material. Now we have to discuss the basic mechanical properties of the material. So basic mechanical properties that will contain the different types of basic procedure. That different types of basic procedure that will contain from the starting of the any designing processes, that will mainly strength, ductility, elasticity, elongation, stiffness, hardness, resistance, malleability, wear resistance, corrosion resistance, toughness. So we have to discuss one by one for the material properties of a material. So material properties with the from starting from the material properties, first of all we have to know what are the different types of material and that are the characteristics of the material. So mainly 2 types of material we have used for the design purpose. So first one is elastic material and second one is plastic material or simply ductile material and brittle material. So mainly 2 types of material that are used for the designing purpose. Number one ductile material, number 2 brittle. So these 2 types of material mainly used for the designing purpose. So the characteristic of the material that also be very important for the designing role. So mainly this subject name is design of machine elements 1. That means the basic purpose or basic concept that will mainly depends on the designing purpose or designing procedure. So basic, you have not any idea about the basic concept of the material, you cannot go to the design of a specific part. So first of all, basic concept that also be gained by the candidate or by the students. So first, what is ductile material? So ductile, such type of material, that material contains mainly the maximum mechanical properties, that will the elastic property will be there. Elastic property means if we apply on the ductile material, the material have a tendency to extend or elongation in such a limit that there will be a elongation part, or there will be a other, on the other side there will be a shortening or contraction part. That means the material have a tendency to either in elongate or in contract, but the property has some limit. Has some limit means it it is not the infiniteless elongation, infinite contraction. It has a limit. So it has a limit means the up to some limit it behavior just like a elastic property, just like a contraction property, but such some limit. If the limit will crossed, that material may be failed, or that material has a tendency to be failed. So that is the mainly crucial point of the ductile property or ductile material. Now let us the next point, the brittle material. Brittle material, such type of material, if we apply load, the load gradually. If we apply load gradually means if first we have applied 5 kg load, next 10 kg load, 15 kg load, 20 kg load, but no changes will be there. But he absorbs the energy means sorry, it absorbs the energy. It absorbs the energy means it absorb the energy means the already in an internal energy will gained, and he absorbs all type of load, and when it cannot sustain the overloading conditions means when the limit will crossed, but it has a tendency to be failed or fully failed. So that also will be a maximum limit means the upper limit. So both the material have a tendency to fail up to such limit. It behavior just like a either in linear behavior or in a graphic sinusoidal behavior, but has a maximum limit. So maximum limit, if it crossed, then it may be failed or fully failed. So first we have to draw the ductile material property, then we draw the brittle material property means the stress strain diagram. So stress strain diagram is very important for the design purpose. So if we know the stress strain, obviously you have to know the Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. Already you know the modulus. What is modulus of elasticity? Elasticity, Young's modulus, Poisson's ratio, or etc. Poisson's ratio, that factor of safety. So Poisson's ratio. What is the point of Poisson's ratio? Poisson's ratio. That name is Poisson's ratio means it is actually ratio. So which material or which type of ratio? It is actually the ratio of lateral strain to the linear strain. Lateral strain means suppose such material is there, that is the material, it has a tendency if we apply load, so it has a tendency, suppose first time its diameter is d, after applying load p, its diameter will be d1. So what will be the changes? Changes will be lateral. That will be the lateral. lateral. So lateral strain means d1 minus d by d. That is the lateral strain. And next, linear strain. Linear strain, suppose initial length was L, and after applying load, that will be shortening. Shortening means, so that distance will be suppose L1. So linear strain will be L1 minus L by L, and that ratio, lateral strain by linear strain, that ratio will be called as Poisson's ratio, and that is actually epsilon. Epsilon indicate the Poisson's ratio. So obviously Poisson's ratio Poisson's ratio indicate is by the 1 by m. 1 by m is the indicator of Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio 1 by m, that means the lateral strain by linear strain. So lateral strain L1 minus L by L, and lateral strain D1 minus D by D, and linear strain L1 minus L by L. That ratio is actually named as the Poisson's ratio. So the next point is we have to draw the stress strain diagram for ductile material. So now we can discuss stress strain diagram of a ductile material. So stress and strain. So for ductile material, its diagram will be as a sinusoidal curve. Sinusoidal curve means up to some limit, up to some point, its behavior just like a straight line. So starting from O up y-axis, x-axis, so up to such point, that point is proportional limit. Proportional limit. Elastic limit. Upper yield point. Lower yield point. Ultimate stress or ultimate point. Ultimate stress. And last one is breaking stress. Now if we see that the up to proportional limit there will be no change of the stress of the stress strain curve. Means up to proportional limit, the material properties behave just like a straight line, just like a straight line. So then, after proportional limit, some curve or some nose will just created. So that means the sub nose or neck formation, that just like this, that is the straight line. If we applied load gradually, that will be depend just like this one, means the neck formation will just created. Means after proportional limit, that point will be elastic limit. So some point some confusion will arise here. Just suppose some books will refer that the elastic Hooke's law define that up to proportional limit, and some books refer up to elastic limit. That is the actually confusion, but the clear confusion will clear idea, that will also the Hooke's law up to proportional limit, means up to proportional means where no changes will be there of a material, means the material behavior just like its straight line, there will be no change. If we applied load one by one up to proportional limit, no neck formation, no nose formation will be there. And after proportional limit, some extension or some neck formation will observe. So when the material is behave just like a straight line, that means the material is actually the original conditions. So for that reasons, Hooke's refers that the up to proportional limit, if a material is material properties, stress is directly proportional to the strain. मतलब stress is increased, strain increase, means that behave just like a straight line. Then the elastic point will be there, and upper yield point. So upper yield point is the maximum point where the neck formation will created from the uppermost portion of the maximum limit. Then lower yield point, next ultimate stress. Ultimate stress means the maximum stress that will already gained by the material. So ultimate stress, next after the ultimate stress, the material is totally confused how to behave the load capacity. So after elastic ultimate point stress, the next point will be the breaking point or breaking stress. After breaking point, no material cannot be exist on the basis of the load applied. So that will be break, and that is the breaking area or breaking point. So that is the total scenario of the stress strain diagram of a ductile material. Stress strain diagram, stress strain diagram for ductile material. Now next we have to discuss on stress strain diagram of a brittle material. So now see the stress strain diagram of a brittle material. Stress versus strain, stress versus strain. So starting from O, that axis is y-axis, that is x-axis. So suppose for the previous diagram, we have seen that the different point will observe on the basis of the curve. On the basis of the curve, that point will be actually the proportional limit, elastic limit, upper yield point, lower yield point, ultimate point, and breaking point. But here, no such point or no such curve will be there. Only one line is there. One line means one straight line will be there, starting from O and up to that point, suppose P point. So no congestion or no neck formation will be there. Only just behave a one straight line, means there will be no load is applied. Obviously no. The different type of load will be applied on the basis of the capacity. So that means if there will be 16 kg load is applied, next 20 kg load is applied, next 25 kg load is applied. So gradually load is increased, but no changes will be there. Means if we applied load on a brittle material, that material is only absorb the load and internal resistance will be break internal resistance will be break after some such a time. So when the maximum resistance will break up or break out, then the material is just break down, and that material will be treated just like a rough or irregular shapes. So material, suppose one material that is the rectangular shape, if that material is brittle material, so that may be filled in a irregular type shape. So no such standard shape will be there. So irregular shape, that means that is the breaking point, and it to break just like a one standard breakout. And standard breakout means